Hey, Chris. What was it like to work with Dave Scott? I heard he coached you with strength and conditioning. And what's going on? What kind of changes are going on with the World Triathlon Corporation?
Yeah, I mean, I've been worked principally under two coaches, Brett Sutton, and that was a very authoritarian kind of relationship. I followed the last order. We didn't question. He told me to push a peanut across the floor with my nose. I'd push a peanut across the floor. It was a stupid process. But you didn't ask the questions. Since leaving him, I was pretty much self-coached all of last year. But I sought advice from quite, a few trusted people. One of those was Dave, and I worked with him principally on my strength and conditioning, but also he and his sister both run a master's swim squad in Boulder where I live. So I did my swim training with him. This year I realised that I actually wanted someone to take a look at my overall programme, but to work with someone to develop my programme. So not have that kind of top-down authoritarian relationship that I had with Brett, but a meeting of equals where I sat down with someone and I could ask the why questions and we could develop a program that worked for me. So I am actually working with Dave in a more holistic capacity now. So he's my coach, but it's not a kind of top-down coach-athlete relationship, and I'm really enjoying it, and I think that the slight changes we've made in my program this year kind of manifested in the victory and in the improvements that I saw in Roth. So I think it's working for me. It's exciting because I definitely think that I can still get stronger and still get faster through little tweaks, not wholesale changes, but little tweaks to the program. So that's the answer to your first question. The second question. I mean, I can't go into too much detail about what's happening with the WTC now, but as many people know, they've changed the way in which professionals qualify for Kona. No longer can you win an Ironman and get automatic entry to Kona. We have a ranking system. You need to accumulate points. You can get points from 70.3s and you can get points from Ironman distance races. As world champion, I am much less affected by those policies than others. I only have to do one Ironman to kind of validate my slot. However, some of the changes I think are incredibly positive. Many of them I feel will not achieve the goals that they set out to achieve. And I feel very strongly that as world champion, I need to speak for those athletes that could potentially be negatively affected by the policies. Some of those, especially the up-and-coming athletes, they don't have a voice within the sport as yet. I have that voice, so I will articulate my views and try and represent the views, especially of the female athletes, but of all athletes, and try and make sure that the sport is going in a direction that really benefits everybody, the age groupers and the professionals, and enables particularly the up-and-coming athletes to make a living.
Next question, back here. Wow, it's all on the side, it's very nice.
Yes, are you single?
See, these are the type of questions I like. I'm not married, but I do have a partner. His name is Tom, and we've been together for a year and a half. And I don't know how he puts up with me. He deserves the medal.
Yeah, Tom is also a fairly accomplished athlete himself, so that helps, right, Chrissie? You get somebody out there.
Gives me someone to chase on the bike. Now we do a lot of biking together. Actually, he's a really great cyclist and an awesome runner. He's too fast for me to run with, but I'm like a rabbit trying to catch him on the bike. And I do think that the improvements that I've made in my biking are down to having him to train with. You know, I think training with people that are stronger than you really makes you work harder and makes you tougher. I can still smack him in the swim then.
Oh. We're going to do one more back here, and then we're going to go up to you.
Hi, Chrissie. Welcome to Naperville. I'm glad you're here and you're speaking with us. I got a question. You know, in any sport, there's always a winner, and then there's a lot of other folks that are participating. What would you say to the majority, I can't speak for everybody here, but for the majority of athletes, contestants, people who try real hard and so forth, but maybe they'll never be the record setter, they'll never be this, but yet they're part of the sport. And that's hard sometimes to get motivated, stay motivated. What words of wisdom would you impart on for that? And also, how would you, say, associate that with a lifestyle as far as out there in the real world, as far as a family or so forth, where you have those same types of challenges, where you don't have all these great accomplishments to benchmark from, but you want to participate and be encouraged and motivated. Thanks.
I think I'd have to disagree with you. Just because I'm the one that crosses the line first doesn't mean that I'm the only winner in a race. As I said before, it's all about achieving your potential and achieving your goals, and those goals can be set at many different levels. So, you know, often the guy that wants, or the girl that wants to do a 12-hour Ironman, or even wants to finish an Ironman, crossing the line is a victory to them, and they're a winner in my mind and in their own mind. So I'd have to say you're not just participating. I think it's about setting your own goals. Maybe and having the courage perhaps to test your own limits and set those goals, you know, slightly higher each time. You know, us professionals, we have the luxury that the age groupers don't. We can devote our life to this sport if you know, if we so choose. And people, you know, different professionals do it to varying extents, but age groupers have to juggle, like you said. They have to juggle the sport, training, family, you know, social life, work, and other commitments. And so you always have to see your success in the context of all of those different facets in your life. I think what's key is to continuing to motivate yourself is to set goals, first of all, and to have achievable goals, but goals that test you. Also having friends to train with really does help when I'm struggling to push myself out the door and get out on the bike, knowing that Tom is there or another training partner is there really does help me. But ultimately, you've got to enjoy it. You've got to love the sport, no matter whether you're a professional or an age grouper. And I think that's the passion for the sport and is the thing that will ultimately kind of drive you forward.